Welcome back to Il Blurmatic. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Returning subscribers, welcome back. New subscribers, welcome to the channel. Excuse me. Today's new review is going to be on one of the new shows that really kind of amazed me. Let's talk about it. Miss Marvel, that's out now on the Disney Plus app. Episode 1, Generation Y. So first off, let's talk about the things that made this episode kind of stand out, and also just things that made this episode really interesting. Then I'm going to talk to you things that were a little, not necessarily the best thing about the episode, but it works, maybe like the negative about it. So let's get into it. So the first part of the episode, we're introduced to Kamala Khan. We're introduced to her big love, or like fan-based love towards Captain Marvel. We see like she's just like showing like her appreciation towards her. Just all these cool sketches and drawings. Also, I love that she's a YouTuber. I was like, this is really cool, like how they kind of threw that in there. And I like that we see why she's so into the character, kind of her mystery about her kind of punching Thanos, standing up to him in a weird, quirky way. So I like that we learn about like her interest in Captain Marvel right at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Also in this episode, we learn about Kamala Khan pretty much and how her daily life is, you know what I'm saying? First off, you know what I'm saying, she's trying to get her driver's license. She's socially awkward, you know what I'm saying, in high school and stuff. Also, we see in this episode how her family life is, you know what I'm saying, like her family dynamics. We know she has an older brother, her mother and father. We learn about their roles in Kamala's life. Her older brother, I guess you could say it's like a love-hate relationship between the two. Like, there are moments where I see in this episode where they really appreciate one another, which I thought was really cool. Then you can see like that little sibling rivalry thing going on between the two. Like, I'm big brother, you little sis. Also, we learn about her parents. It seems like her mother is like very overprotective. Don't get me wrong, the father's overprotective too. But the mother is super overprotective and everything. And I'm like, man. And she kind of calls her mother Darth Vader. So I love like the pop culture references in this. And I love just the animation too. Let me just say that the animation that they put in this reminds me of something that you saw like in the early 2000s. When it came to animation that they threw in here, where there was the drawings and just how she visualized everything. And I love how imaginative Kamala Khan was. I was like, wow. But yeah, so like I said, she's a junior in high school, socially awkward, very imaginative. You know what I'm saying? We learn about the family. Like I said, the father seems to be overprotective too, but he's kind of weird in a way too. We see that in this episode. We see him kind of dressed up as Incredible Hulk, and you know, the mother literally is like, yo, you know, you want to go to Avengers Con. So Avengers Con was an idea that pretty much her friend Bruno's like her best friend, and he wants Kamala to go to Avengers Con. And I like in this episode because it reminds me of like the first time, like when I went to like a con or a convention, like having to explain it to your parent, like, what is this like actual thing? I didn't get it turned down, but it was more so like, what are the different events and things that are going on? So I did like, you saw her excitement for wanting to go Avengers Con with Bruno, and everything, but also just like how her parents looked and everything about it. I was like, wow, like the mother's like, so what does this entail? Like, there are many different events, and it really is a convention. There are cosplay contests. You're taking pictures with other cosplayers. Like I said, there's so many meet and greets, you know, that type of thing. Now let's talk about the next part of this episode. So with her mother disapproving going to the convention without her father because he wanted her to be like this other Incredible Hulk and him be Incredible Hulk, which I thought was so cute in a way. Her mother made a cosplay. We see Kamala come across this family heirloom or item that Granny gave, and her mother literally like not wanting to give her the item. So I'm pretty sure the mother knows something about this item. And we also see Kamala see the item again, like in the attic. She finds a picture of her brother and everything in the attic. And she comes across the item again. So her and Bruno sneak off to the convention due to her being at a family dinner. What it seems like, you know what I'm saying, spending time with the family and everything. She's able to get away. They end up going, like, pretty much they're in New Jersey. The convention's in a whole nother state. They end up getting on the bus. The only problem is Kamala's bike was not able to get on the bus, pretty much because it got left behind. So they get into the con. They do typical con things, take pictures, graffitis. You know, you have vendors that sell stuff at the conventions. They had like a mural for Iron Man and Black Widow, which I thought was really cool. We see like the crazy little games they had, cosplay, fake fighting, typical con stuff. That's what I loved about it. I was like, this is typical convention stuff. If you go to cons and cosplay and stuff, you see other people cosplay. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really cool that they brought that element in, because I mean, it is Avengers Con, so you know, like I said, you saw a lot of people dressed up as Incredible Hulk. You saw some Scarlet Witches. You know, you saw other Captain Marvels. And I love, like, I forgot to mention Kamala's like imagination, saying like, I'm gonna win this competition. I'm gonna successfully sneak back into my parents' house without them knowing that I went to the con. I was like, wow, she had it all planned out. Like, I love how imaginative Kamala is. I think that's really cool. Like, I relate to that. I'm like, she's very imaginative when it comes to ideas and thinking of things. I thought that was really cool. So let's get to like the basis of this. So this episode, we see Kamala learn how to use her powers. So there is one thing that they changed. And, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm like, oh my God, they changed it. Why? Instead of Kamala being able to stretch her body like Mr. Fantastic type of thing going on, it seems like Marvel decided to give her, like, you still see her stretching her body, but in a different sense. It's like hard lights. That's what it looks like. It's like it's hard light when she saves the girl from the school, the high school that she goes to. Her shooting the energy. And I love, like, you know, how we see Kamala get on stage and we see like the previous Miss Marvels. That's what seemed like the universe. And then she gets back onto the stage and you see her like kind of like lost it. Like, what's going on? I see all these previous people. What happened to them? Like she's confused, you know. And we see her kind of cause trouble at the convention because she's shooting energy out into the audience, not realizing she's causing some of the problems. She ends up saving the person that she dislikes, honestly, in high school. And we see her and Bruno having to leave the convention because they didn't want to like cause any more trouble in the convention and stuff. So I gotta say, you know, even in the ending of this episode, we see Kamala mother Buster when she gets back to the crib. And we see Kamala like learning like she's got superhero powers. But I gotta say, this was a fun episode. I like the visuals, how this was shot. Some of the angles for the camera angles were really cool. I like the animation that was with it for it to be a live adaptation. I think, you know, even though them changing one thing, it really worked to some degree. It was like, okay, she's not stretching her body like she usually does. It's just hard and light that they're using to, you know, she's saving people with. She had her cosplay. I thought it was really cool that Bruno helped her make her cosplay and everything. I like the chemistry between the actors. That really worked well. Very first hero origin story, learning how to control their powers. No villain just yet. So it worked for me. It was a solid episode. I enjoyed it. I like what they did with the story. Like I said, I was kind of the socially awkward kid in high school to some degree. But this is your boy Ill Blurred. Man, guys, thanks for supporting. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. And like I said, to the people that make it all the way to the end of the video, you guys are the real MVPs, okay? Until next time, guys, have a great one. I'm out. The saga continues, oh yeah. Thank you for support.